Hi everyone, my name is Cassie and welcome to my channel Bookish 4 Eyes. Today I'm doing my August TBR video, and this is filmed back in way in the past because by the time you see this video I would have moved already, but I figured I gotta film videos ahead of time just because with the move things will be hectic. So I figured I should only try and read 4 books in August and then add more if I have the chance to. But I decided to set my goal pretty low as far as reading goes, so let's get right to it. The very first book that I'm looking forward to reading is called Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. This book has been sitting on my shelves for a long time, and I never really picked it up. I don't know why, I just always kept passing it by. However, Anthony Bourdain recently passed away, so I figured now is a good time to read his memoir and to see what it was all about. I've seen his shows before and those were always really interesting, so I figure this book is going to be a great read as well. Basically, in this book he talks about his beginnings with cooking and all the restaurants he's worked at and different experiences he's had, and I guess from the cover and from hearing things, I guess it's a lot, it's not as straightforward as it seems. There's definitely some dark sides to being a chef and working in that industry, and I'm definitely curious to learn more about it because I'm not very familiar with it at all. This next book you may have seen me talk about previously, but unfortunately I didn't get around to reading it, so I'm trying to give it another go and finally read it. This is called The 12 Lives of Samuel Hawley by Hannah Tinty, and this is about a single father because the mother passed away and he had a criminal past, and as his daughter is growing up he decided to calm down and settle down and quit doing criminal things. However, when their daughter is becoming a teenager, she becomes really curious about what happened to the mother and what was their parents' past all about. Her father has 12 scars from 12 times that he's been shot during his criminal career, and as you get to kind of learn more about his past, you also get to learn where he got those scars from and what he was doing before, and it's supposed to be a thrilling revelation, I guess, once you figure out what has been happening. So it sounds really fascinating and I'm really looking forward to picking this up and seeing what happens. This next book is a short read to offset a longer book that I've also selected. So this is called A Small Country, and it is a really short book. It looks like basically this is told from the perspective of a 10-year-old boy named Gabriel who lives in Burundi, which is right next door to Rwanda, and we start out with just his childhood and what he likes to do and just his carefree way of life, hanging out with his friends, just, doing kid things. And then suddenly there is a genocide and conflict in Rwanda, and their life changes because him and his family live so close to that conflict, and it ends up affecting them as well, and you really get to see a change in their life and how it went from being carefree and happy to really more troublesome. You get to see some turmoil and troubles that are faced by people who weren't expecting it. It sounds very interesting, and I'm really interested in books that take place in Africa, so I think this will be a great read. Last but not least, I've heard so much about this book and it's all great stuff, so I'm really excited to finally get around to picking it up. This is Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee. It's a pretty hefty book, so I hope I can get around to it in the month of August. Basically, this is a family saga, and I really hope it's similar to Homegoing, but I don't want to project that onto this book, which is, completely different. This starts out in the 1900s in Korea, and a family is shamed because their daughter gets pregnant out of wedlock. To kind of rectify the situation, she ends up getting married to a priest who's willing to take her as his wife, but they end up moving to Japan. After moving to Japan, they have a hard time living there because they are being discriminated against, and there's just some heartbreaks and family dramas along the way that happen while they're there. And I guess this story just spans generations, and I'm all about that. I'm ready for another family drama that's gonna take me on a journey and just gonna completely sweep me off my feet. So I can't wait to pick this up. I think it's gonna be a great read. So that's it for my August TBR. Please let me know if you've read any of these books, and also please let me know what books you're excited to read in the month of August. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.